This is why you must be alone during your spiritual journey. Beginning a spiritual trip is a profoundly personal experience, a need for transformation that frequently requires one to be alone due to the nature of the journey itself. This yearning for transformation is a requirement that is frequently imposed by the journey itself. In the course of this journey, being alone is not about isolating oneself from the rest of the world. Rather, it is about establishing a sacred place for the purpose of introspection, growth, and connection with the most profound aspects of one's existence. As one travels along this route, it is essential to make sure that they get some time to themselves for a number of different reasons. Only via the act of engaging in profound meditation is it possible for a person to develop their spirituality into a more mature state. As we go about our daily lives, our minds are frequently overloaded with the various stimuli that come from the outside world and the expectations that society has for us. This is because our thoughts are constantly being bombarded with information. The reason for this is because our minds are always being inundated with a variety of things. Due to the fact that solitude eliminates these distractions and makes it feasible for one to meditate, one is able to engage in serious meditation when they are by themselves. It is through the study of our thoughts, feelings, and deeds that we are able to acquire an understanding of our true nature and the purpose that we are here on this earth. This is something that we are able to achieve because of the moments of silence. We are afforded the opportunity to establish a genuine connection with our inner selves when we are by ourselves and have the ability to do so. When we are continually surrounded by other people and are susceptible to the thoughts and energies of those who are in our immediate proximity, the strength of this connection is frequently lessened. This is because we are more susceptible to the thoughts and energies of those who are in our immediate neighborhood. The ability to listen to our inner voice and intuition more clearly is made possible by solitude, which helps in the process of peeling away these layers of external influences. Solitude also makes it easier for us to listen to our intuition. Through the formation of this genuine connection, which serves as the foundation of spiritual enlightenment, we are able to create a more profound awareness of who we are, which extends beyond the roles and identities that we play in society. When one is alone, away from the noise and stress of regular life, they are able to be a place where they can find a sanctuary of peace and tranquility. It is possible that this may be a really useful experience. If you wish to achieve mental clarity, which is a state in which your mind is not clouded by fears, tension, or diversions, then possessing this tranquility is absolutely necessary. This tranquility is necessary if you want to achieve mental clarity, so make sure you prioritize it. When one is in this degree of clarity, on the other hand, they are able to obtain wonderful insights and a sense of tranquility that is generally impossible to find when they are in the company of other people. This is because they are able to fully concentrate on what they are doing. It is absolutely vital to have this kind of inner peace in order to foster the development and well-being of one's spirituality. Learning about and making use of one's own inner force is one of the most essential components of the spiritual path that one must proceed down in order to reach their full potential. In order to cultivate this sense of empowerment, it is necessary to spend a considerable amount of time alone. Individuals who find themselves in situations where they are by themselves are obliged to rely on their own resources. This in turn requires them to confront and triumph over personal challenges without the assistance of any outside source. Individuals who engage in this sort of self-reliance are better able to cultivate self-assurance and resilience, which in turn helps them to accept responsibility for matters pertaining to their spiritual journey, as well as parts of life in general. When it comes to feelings of creativity and inspiration, solitude is frequently the catalyst that propels the process and makes it possible. Our minds are freed to explore new ideas and views when they are not constantly being influenced by the input of other people. This type of environment allows for more creativity. This makes it possible for us to be more genuine. When a person is by themselves for an extended period of time, they are more likely to have a plethora of creative breakthroughs and spiritual realizations. These periods of isolation can result in a more profound awareness of oneself and the cosmos, regardless of whether they are completed through the practice of meditation, the maintenance of a diary, or just by spending time in the natural environment. This is true regardless of the method to which the solitude is accomplished. When engaging spiritual disciplines such as meditation, prayer, or yoga, it is frequently needed to be in an environment that is calm and devoid of any interruptions. By performing these duties in isolation, it is possible to acquire a higher level of attention and immersion, which ultimately leads to an increase in operational efficiency. This is because isolation allows for more concentration and immersion. The ability to practice with seriousness and attention in a sacred place that has been formed as a consequence of the solitude that has been produced makes it easier to have a more profound spiritual experience. This is because the space has been created as a result of the solitary that has been produced. Due to the fact that time alone is a potent agent that helps healing and transformation, it is highly recommended that everyone take some time for themselves. It is not uncommon for unresolved feelings and traumatic experiences to arise during times of silence. This is because of the presence of stillness. Because of this, there is an opportunity for healing to take place. Taking care of these problems on your own can be nerve-wracking, but in the long run, it will result in liberation and a substantial development on a variety of levels, including the psychological and the spiritual. It is a process that ultimately results in a sense of wholeness and inner peace for the individual. And it is a process that occurs when an individual faces and integrates these aspects of themselves. It is much simpler to break free of this dependency when we are by ourselves in a world where our sense of value is frequently determined by the acceptance of other people. This is because we are isolated from other people. When people spend time by themselves, they are able to develop a greater appreciation for themselves since they are not distracted by the thought of whether or not they would be appreciated by other people. When one is able to shift their attention from satisfying other people to aligning with their own self and greater purpose, which is an essential component of spiritual development, they are able to achieve a higher level of spiritual development. Detachment is the method that is utilized to effectively achieve this goal. Patience and acceptance are qualities that can be fostered via the practice of taking time off to be alone. There are times when we are forced to confront our own anxieties and restlessness, which can be an unpleasant experience. This happens whenever we are alone. On the other side, the development of patience and acceptance is the result of learning to sit with these feelings and getting comfortable with them. This is the consequence of the process. Taking this approach is absolutely required in order to cultivate a more profound feeling of tranquility and equanimity when it comes to the development of one's spirituality through the process of spiritual growth. During a spiritual journey, being alone is not about isolating oneself from the rest of the world. Rather, it is about creating a space for great personal development and establishing a connection with the divine. One has the opportunity to fully engage in the inner trip when they are by themselves. This journey involves exploring the depths of the soul and emerging with enhanced clarity, strength, and understanding. When one is alone, they have the ability to fully engage in the inner journey. In order for them to be successful in this endeavor, they must be by themselves. An individual has the opportunity to completely discover their potential and purpose when they go on this path of solitude, which ultimately results in a spiritual life that is more authentic and offers a greater degree of depth. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.